Hello, it's Lee here for iMineBlocks. Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be going through my Bitcoin crypto coin casino investments. So this is actually month 8 of my casino investments, and there has been a little bit of a gap. So previously I was doing it on a monthly basis. We was going month by month, and I was up to month 5, but unfortunately kind of real life got in the way. I've been busy with other things and other videos, and I haven't had a time to update the actual casino portfolio for you guys. So this one is a bit of a catch up. So it's actually month 8 for the Satoshidice and Bitdice websites, and it'll actually be month 6 for the other casinos. So what I'm going to do, you can see on screen, I'm actually just doing a screen capture. We've just got the web browser open. What I'm first going to do is just jump through each one of the actual casino sites, just so you can kind of see a screen capture of the current performance. And then what I'll do is I'll flip to the slides at the actual end of the video, and we can do kind of a month by month comparison, and we can sort of better analyze the overall profits and return for each one of the casinos. So on the actual screen, or actually on screen should I say, we're currently on the Satoshidice website. So this is actually month 8. So the original investment was 0.04 Bitcoin, and you can see the current return, or the current sort of portfolio amount, is 0.05, and it shows you the profit there. So we're currently total profit to date is 0.005. So that is looking really good. We're over a 10% return on that in 8 months. So that's looking really healthy. Really pleased with Satoshidice. So the next one is just-dice.com, and this is actually a clams coin website. I think at one time it was Bitcoin, but then they changed it over to clams for various reasons. So I'm on the investment tab. From memory, I can't remember exactly how much I invested here. If you look back through my previous videos, you'll be able to work that out, or I'll probably add it in the slides at the end, but I think it was 16 or 18 clams. 18 clams approximately. So you can see here the current portfolio value again, 22.72, and the return today is 4.3. So Bitdice is looking really quite healthy as well over that 8-month period. So next we're moving on to the newer casinos now. So these ones have been going basically for about 6 months. Well, my investment has been with them in 6 months. So I'm just going to get a drink here. Sorry about that. Okay, moving on. So we're on to bitdice.me. So these investments were done 6 months ago, and there was actually a slightly bigger investment. So I invested 0.1 Bitcoin, or 1/10 of a Bitcoin, and this is the return so far. So bitdice.me, we're currently on 0.003 is the actual profit. So pretty small. Yeah, not really a great performance from there, not really. So anyway, moving on. Next one, we've got safedice.com. So again, it's a 6-month investment, and the original investment was 0.1 Bitcoin, and this one is actually looking a lot healthier compared to, say, the bitdice.me. That's 0.003. And with this, we're kind of on 0.01, sorry. So that's looking really good as well. So basically 10% back from safedice in 6 months. So that's looking really healthy as well. The last one is Diggit.io, and this one is actually sort of quite funny because once again it was a 6-month investment. And then around the 2nd month, I think it was, or actually I think it was, the 2nd month, the site basically went offline. So I just thought it was a temporary glitch, and it didn't sort of return. I checked it on the 3rd month, and it didn't come back, and I thought that was basically it. So actually in my slides, if you look for the previous video for in this series, you will see I basically considered it a complete write-off. I thought it was 0.1 Bitcoin, and I thought that was basically a write-off. It was a goner. But I checked on it every so often, and I actually checked on it in June. So this was like the 4th month. It had been offline for 2.5 months, almost 3 months. and all of a sudden the site was just back online. There was no notifications, no communications, nothing like that. It was just completely gone, and then one day it just kind of popped back up. So at that point I basically withdrew my funds. So I actually got my original investment of 0.1 Bitcoin, and I also got a little bit extra back as well. So I actually got 0.0006 Bitcoin profit. You can see here it says that'll actually be 0.0007 profit. Obviously when it actually hit my wallet, there's obviously the actual Bitcoin transaction charges on there as well. So I actually come out of that with a little bit of profit, and it's been, as far as I'm aware, it's been back online since, but I've not gone back there. And the reason I've not gone back was because during the time that I really liked the site, but during the actual time that the site was down, there was no notification or communications or anything at all. As far as I was aware, it basically looked like the site just basically took off and took everyone's money. That's exactly what it looked like. If they had been smart and provided a little bit of communication saying that it was having some technical issues, or if it is a denial of service attack or whatever the problem was, I think investors and gamers would be a lot more understanding. And but that's just my personal view on it. It appears the site is up and working now. People are playing games on there, and it all seems back to normal. But it was offline for the best part of 3 months with no communication. So I'm not willing to put any more money back in there, unfortunately. So that's the summary of all the actual casino sites. What I'm going to do now is I'll jump over to the slides, and we can just kind of take a quick look at the monthly performance and how it's doing for each site overall. Okay, so we've gone through each one of the casino websites. You've seen a screen capture of each one of them one by one. Now we're going to take a look at the actual slides for each one of the websites, just so I can sort of break down the monthly performance and also the total sort of return in Bitcoin, and also the total return as a actual percentage. So obviously, like I say, we've had a bit of a gap in between. So we're now on month 8 for Satoshidice. So the total return is 0.005 Bitcoins. So that gives us a total return today over the 8-month period of 12.5%. So that's looking really healthy, and I'm really pleased with Satoshidice. Unfortunately, I've sort of messed up the actual formatting, like I say, due to that gap in the middle, and because of that, and the month previous where they was offline, I've basically just taken out the monthly performance just to sort of simplify the formatting there. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, which is just-dice.com, which is a clams website. So all the returns are in clams. So here we had the original investment of 18.42 clams, total investment there, and the total month 8 return is 4.3 clams, giving us a total return of 23.38%. So that is doing extremely well. Very pleased with Just Dice there. They're doing an awesome job. The previous months it was looking quite good. Up to month 5 we was already on 13%, so that's looking really good. So coming up to close to 30% yearly return, so very healthy. Next one we've got is the Bitdice.me, and one of the things to note actually is in the previous sort of section I said we was on month 6 for the 3 remaining casino sites, but it's actually month 5, so apologies for that confusion. So month 5 total returns for Bitdice.me is 0.0032 Bitcoins. That gives us a total return today of 3.2%. So that is performing, but it is quite a lackluster performance. If we're looking at on an annual kind of basis, we're only looking at about 7% annual sort of returns, assuming it keeps on going like it is. And that performance, quite frankly, just isn't really good enough. It's quite a low yield, and you can get those kind of returns in 100 other different sort of places, and also much safer investments as well. So that's not performing very well, really. It's kind of, like I say, it's kind of going okay, but it's just not really performing that well. So next up we have safedice.com, and that is performing very well. Really pleased. It's been quite a turnaround. So in the first 2 sort of months, we actually ended up losing just a little bit of Bitcoin with them, and at one point I was actually sort of considering basically pulling the money out, because I didn't really expect any massive sort of losses, but it just really didn't look like it was making any progress. So I did consider pulling the money out. As it turned out, I left the money in there and it's made quite a turnaround. So I don't know whether they've sort of changed something on the site, or whether it's due to more players or different style of betting or something. But the returns over the last sort of we're in month 5 now, but though it has made quite a turnaround. So the actual total return to date for month 5 is 0.0118 bitcoins, and it gives us a total return of 11.8%. So that is doing really well. By the way, the original investment was 0.1 bitcoin, or 1/10 of a bitcoin, and yeah, so we're at 11.8% return on that in month 5, looking really good. So if it stays on track, hopefully we'll be sort of around about 20% annually. So really pleased with that. Next up we have Diggit.io, and it's been a turmoil and quite a bumpy ride with Diggit.io. So it started off sort of fairly well in the first sort of month. Then month 2 it was offline. Month 3 I think it was offline, and then month 4, which is actually in June, I kind of got access to the site. Just kind of popped back up out of nowhere with no like communication or anything like that, and then just online. At that point I decided to actually cash out. I basically lost confidence in the site, the platform. So I decided to cash out, and so I cashed out my 0.1 bitcoin and a little bit of profit on top. So the total return at month 4 was 0.007 bitcoins, and it gives us a total return of 7% thereabouts. And at that point I sort of cashed out of Diggit.io. So that's about it for this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching. Like I say, apologies about the actual gaps and stuff in between the monthly sort of updates. I will try my best to sort of provide a monthly update here on, if not at the very least maybe like quarterly updates or something like that. We'll see how it goes. It really depends on how much interest I get in these videos going forward. So if this is something that you sort of do like to see, then please let me know, and I'll make more of an effort to provide you with the actual content that you wish to receive, and obviously I enjoy making as well as. So that's it. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.